All right. Hey, welcome to our webinar on the ManuMax Method. My name's Eric, and we got Gary Brown with us here as well. Gary's the owner of Manufacturing Asset Solutions and our chief maintenance engineer. The purpose of today's webinar was to start to introduce the ManuMax Method, which Gary will go into in a little bit more detail here. And because as most of you know, we are beginning to move to a new platform called ManuMax, but ManuMax, while it is a new CMMS, it is built on a whole new strategy. And that's what I want Gary to talk about today. If anything that you hear here is of interest to you, please reach out to me, eric.wehmeyer@expressmaintenance.com. If you don't know that or have that in your email already, you can always just reach out to sales@expressmaintenance.com, and we can help answer any questions that you have. So Gary, give us a little bit of history, how we got here, and what the ManuMax method is, and what it means for our partners in manufacturing.
Well, thanks, Eric, and thanks for the introduction there. Thanks everybody for joining us today. And first of all, I think a little background is important. My education was in engineering, originally a civil engineering degree, business, finance. I worked for a major aerospace firm for about 15 years in manufacturing of the weapons of destruction, and enjoyed working in the manufacturing world. And at the end of those 15 years, I left and started my own engineering company, where we have for the last 30 years been working in manufacturing plants and seeing the situations that occur there. And that experience creates a perspective and provides a cross-section for observation in what happens in manufacturing facilities and some of the issues and concerns. I guess the first thing I'd like to say is that a manufacturing facility or business is really a closed, is really a closed system. What I mean by that is that the resources required for success in that facility are they are universal. They are not unique, meaning that whatever it takes a certain amount of resources to produce a product, and if you take some of those resources out, then the ability to produce that product or that quantity of product goes down. It's not like there's some magic formula that you're going to succeed with less all the time. And one of those resourced areas is maintenance. And it should be, just as other functions in the business, most of the important things are engineered. And if you don't engineer a process or engineer a product, then you're not going to get the result that you're looking for. And in my experience, what I've seen is that maintenance is an integral part of that process. And it is not, it's very seldom is it ever engineered. It's never really thought through it. I can't tell how many plants I've been in where they're starting up and all of a sudden they go, oh, we're ready to go. What are we going to do about maintenance? And then it's an afterthought. It's not really an engineered activity that has to go on. So after all the years I've been working in maintenance and going into plants and trying to solve problems, one of the biggest things that I can say is just about every problem in a manufacturing plant, regardless of the department, will ultimately end up in maintenance, because they're the catch-all, they're the area of last resort to fix things. And just some examples of that, like if you're having a problem getting parts for your maintenance activities, there's a procurement issue in your plant in some way, shape, or form. If you're concerned about, if you're having trouble with machine breakdowns or downtime, you have to ask yourself the question, is it operator training? Is it the lack of PMs? Is it not scheduling time and with production to do the PMs? All those kind of cases and issues. If you have downtime and a work order backlog in maintenance, do you have lack of staffing? The staffing is not trained. Maintenance doing the support for changeovers for production. They're not even getting to do the maintenance job. There could be no planner, no scheduler, those kind of issues. If you're having maintenance staffing turnover, you're not paying your employees enough, or even operator staffing turnover. if there's no mobile technology being used? Is it because IT doesn't have good Wi-Fi in the plant or connectivity? Was there a lack of trust in HR giving a maintenance person a phone or a tablet? I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've seen that. So all these issues, in my mind, revolve around business systems and resources. And that's where collectively and inside of manufacturing asset solutions and or ManuMax, as we're moving into it, we've come up with what we consider the ManuMax method. And the ManuMax method is not just software and it's not just resources. It's a process that integrates through the use of maintenance engineering to engineer the maintenance system and then use a maintenance software that's been engineered for that same as a repository to collect the information and to use it and provide it. And so the two together, the maintenance engineering and the maintenance software, are the ManuMax method. And in doing that, what we've looked at is what that method really entails. It says is that we need to look at the resources that are required to take care of maintenance. And we often have to look to who provides those resources, and that's the C-suite, the people who are in charge of the money. And oftentimes they don't really have a clear picture of what resources are needed for maintenance in the different areas of financial and organizational, human resources, technical and physical, and spare parts and inventory. And to that end, we have created a class. We call it maintenance management class. It's the class for CEOs, for C-suite people to really study and understand what is required for maintenance and what resources are required for that. And we can provide you with a link to that. And with those resources, then the focus of the ManuMax method is really on reporting. Now, that may sound strange because most people think the focus of a maintenance system is to keep the equipment running. And that is true, but that's a byproduct of doing a whole lot of other things correctly. And so in the ManuMax method, our solution is on reporting. If we create the right reports through a series of dashboards, then those dashboards will provide the right information to the C-suite, to the maintenance manager, to the system administrator for the maintenance software, for the planner scheduler and the parts person who is helping the maintenance technicians succeed, and to the maintenance technicians themselves. If we can get good reporting and good visibility on what's happening in the maintenance department and what is needed, and the leadership can then justify and support and provide the resources, then we can have the opportunity for a successful maintenance experience. And with those dashboards, that implies that we're collecting the correct data. And with the correct data, then we can do good business intelligence and good business reporting, which then paves the road and the pathway to use the technology of today, which is getting all the hype, which is AI. If you do not have good data, then you cannot really make AI work for you. So if we focus on ManuMax method on getting good data through good reporting, through the proper application of resources, then we are going to have a very successful maintenance experience. So Eric, in a nutshell, that's kind of how I see the ManuMax method working. It's focused on getting the data, it's focused on getting the resources, and it's focused on involving the C-suite management in that process. Did that give you a kind of a clear picture?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's perfect. And I did put that class link into the chat box here, as well as a link to your latest book on the guide to engineered maintenance, which kind of goes into a little bit deeper dive into some of the principles that Gary's talking about here. What I'm most excited about with the ManuMax method is that it really brings to light the need for a process solution as well as software in order to really help manufacturers accomplish their business and operational goals. So I know we're planning on doing one of these again soon as the ManuMax product is going to come online. But if anybody has any questions about the ManuMax method, or they just want a free 30-minute maintenance engineering discovery call with Gary and I, be happy to book one of those for you. Reach out to us, and we'd be happy to sit down with you, talk about what your business operational goals are and how we can apply some of these principles to help you achieve them. Gary, any last words?
Good, thank you, Eric, and thank you for putting this together today and for just really recording this and having it available to people, because if we can succeed with the ManuMax method, then manufacturing can succeed in this country, and we can provide just a whole bunch of amazing manufacturing jobs, which really is the heartbeat of our nation, which is having a profitable manufacturing sector and people who are employed making a good wage and supporting our economy. So
yeah, that's great. And I know that's your heart for manufacturing.